Oh, welcome back to Once Upon a Roll, everybody. This is episode I think 29. We're in Walt's Castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now we're moving to Universal Islands of Adventure. That's coming next.
Oh shit.
How wild would it be if somebody was like, okay, we're done this campaign, we're moving on to the next one, and the next person just starts up right where we left off with the last one? You're like, wait!
Oh my god.
You think that's
this
not what
universe
Sydney is
epic.
planning on doing right now?
We're going into Epic Universe. No, we're back in Broken Fate. Ryan's 3-shot has wrapped. We're back. 2-shot, excuse me. Listen, it's still a shorter wait than the boys' final season, so
Jesus.
we're.
No, I'm just deciding to count every time 3-shot jokes are made.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm.
Well, if we say it one more time, you'll be 3 for 3, right? All right, so this is Broken Fate. We're on 25, I believe, of Broken Fate. It's been a little while, guys. So I know that I need to do the recap on this. I had to go back to consult my little summary I've been writing as you guys have gone along. So I've prepared essentially a slideshow of sorts in Roll20 for you guys to go through this. What I tried to do with this was sort of condense a lot of the resolve things, or like anything that's not still a loose thread, and just kind of try to focus on a little more of the ongoing things you guys are still pursuing. But as we're going through this, it's not going to take super long, but please by all means stop me or interject other things as we go, especially if there are things that stuck out to you that I didn't mention that you're like, oh, I definitely want to make sure this is on the character's brain, you know what I mean? So please interrupt me as we go on this. But I'm gonna jump into. I literally just have a folder on here called recap. So we're gonna move you guys into the first slide of the recap, and we're gonna get going on this. So, for our recap, Azov, 8-9, Bo, and Henry were all witnesses to the coronation of the new king, Prince Arterian Shore. He immediately, let me make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay. He immediately vacated the throne to his uncle, Rayland. There's more or less a slide per episode here, but there's some overlap as we go. So that's what happened there. Okay, here we are. You guys caught a red-headed infiltrator named Esther, who claimed to be the bastard daughter. I don't know if there's an actual word for that. Bastardess?
I think it's still bastard.
Is it still bastard? All right. So you caught a redhead named Esther who claimed to be the illegitimate child of Queen Regent Ileana. But the queen more or less admitted this to be true. So now Esther basically lives in the castle under house arrest. She was initially sent to the castle to do some recon by Emperor Ganrek the 22nd. That's the Gith Emperor in the Eastern Kingdom. And she stole the blueprints for 3 super weapons known as the King's Warcasters.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, they're basically. I didn't realize how much I subconsciously made the Metal Gears until we got into it, and I was like, these are Metal Gears. So
Like
you guys
Mantis.
also, you guys also tracked down a bounty for a fellow named the King in Yellow. He was this amalgamated worm monster. You defeated him, you turned in the bounty, and you also kept the core that was kind of keeping all those worms together. It is a core, or excuse me, it is an orb of awakening. It still needs to be charged to be able to be used again, but it's an orb that can cast the spell Awakening.
So
you
we
did
still
that.
have that, and so that's like the ricin. It's been seasons and we haven't used it.
Kinda, yeah. You've got it. You can use it or not. I just wanted to, give you tools to play with.
That's good to know. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So the new king, Rayland Shore, and his council sent you to track down one of the Warcasters. You guys decided to go for Bismarck the Wave Diver, which was located in Icewind. You guys sailed for Icewind. Where are we? You guys sailed for Icewind. You had Dame Narcisse, who's a tiefling, sailing with you as your guardian. And I'm gonna read this verbatim. Azov macked on her the whole way.
Yes.
You
she was
also,
totally into it.
Yes, you also met a weird vampire dude named Illyrian who roped Henry into the turf war between the Matron and the Southpaw. You also fought a bunch of Sahuagin, Sanwagan. We're still not sure how to say that.
Sinhuagin.
You, Sanhuagins. You fought a bunch of them on the way to Icewind. You conducted Operation Smoked Sanhuagin. You took the Bismarck back from a bunch of them out of a cave. You also fought a set of Gith twins named Bora and Bark. Bark perished in the fight, but Bora, you guys decided to take as a POW. So that happened. Then you guys learned that the Bismarck is powered by magical crystals that multiply the effects of spells for massive attacks and other things like that. Bismarck is a submarine, and it is actually the weakest of the 3 warcasters. There's also Castor, which flies through the air, and Alexander, which walks across the ground. Debatable over which is most powerful.
It's in the water, right? He's off. Just let it go.
No, it's in the water.
Let's see. You then you having acquired the Bismarck, you decided to go for Castor next. We're gonna ignore the fact that there is a warcaster named Castor. That was just a weird redundancy on my creative part. So you took a ride in the sub down the river to go check it out. You actually fired a test weapon from the submarine. You saw how powerful it was, and apparently this one is the weakest. So like that's wild. So Narcisse and the engineers of the submarine took that back to the capital, and they took Bora back as a POW. But then as you guys went up the mountain to where the Castor was supposed to be, you actually saw it flying off to the east, to the Empire. So it seems you kind of missed your shot at that. But when you went to the top of the mountain, you met Dr. Dalton Friggins. He also had a weird, like, kind of zombie hand pet that he had created. He teamed up with you, and you then decided to go after the 3rd warcaster, Alexander, since things didn't really work out with the airship. On the way to said airship, or to the tank, you went through a town called Strong's Valley. You met some dwarves, and you met a knight from Eswan Menora, which is like the puppet state of the kingdom to the east. You met a knight named Sir Hatham Gendor, also known as the Ash Knight, and through a little bit of like drunken rumors, it seems like he is actually the father of the redhead. That was more or less confirmed later. So you did that. Oh, don't do that. All right. After going through Strong's Valley, you went to the mountain site where the Alexander was supposed to be, and you saw the Emperor's forces. They were in a standoff against the army from your side, kind of near the cave where the tank was kept. You snuck into the tank, or you snuck into the cave, you activated the tank, and you disguised it as a big Zaratan, the giant turtle thing, and you used it to scare everyone off. Good job, great success. So you got 2 warcasters, and the Emperor just got the airship, but debatably the airship's the most powerful one. But you successfully acquired the tank and the sub. Then the army commander, Sarash Greatmane, and his pride, they arrived to help you escort the tank back to your capital city. You tested the weapons again to demonstrate it for him, and basically he was in agreement with you guys that, like, these are too powerful. They need to be dismantled. This is bad. Nuclear disarmament, that's the way. Metal Gear. Then you went back to the town, back to the capital city. It's much more than a town. Yes, the furry regiment. Back in town, you investigated like what happened with the redhead and all the plans and everything. This is where you kind of found like a little like steamy novel. You kind of put 2 and 2 together that one knight is probably the redhead's father, and you did enough investigating to kind of confirm, or to fully confirm, that the culprit for everything that went down, the one who let the redhead in, the one who started this whole conspiracy, was this lady right here. She was the minister of religion, basically. Holy Mother Mithrid Whitelong. Holy Mother Mithrid Whitelong. And she basically confessed this. She confessed that she had this prophetic dream about the warcasters. She believed they should belong to more than one nation because she thought like mutually assured destruction was the way to go. So she kind of orchestrated those events. She's also the one that told the prince to follow his heart and vacate the throne. So that was all her pulling the strings. She confessed all that, but then she also invoked her right to be sentenced by she confessed all that, but then brought up her right to a trial by what's called the silent judges. The judges.
Not doing good with the goose
Who
tonight.
who
we're
currently
back up.
has the was it an orb of awakening?
I went ahead and put in my
Inventory.
Okay.
inventory.
Got it.
Yeah. It's also worth pointing out, again, this hasn't factored in yet, but Andrew's character, the doctor, also recognized the orb, and he's like, oh, I think I knew who made that. I used to know a guy who did the same necromancy as me, but then he got kicked out of necromancy school because he was too crazy even for them. So,
Got it.
you know that guy's out there somewhere. All right.
Faust, right?
Faust, yes. Yep. That is his name. Okay, so you solved the conspiracy with the redhead. You also found a secret chamber under the castle. You found a secret chamber under the castle. You found the last king before the breaking, before the slime emerged from the city and fought the god giant and all that. The last king before all that went down. He did some magic to try to like kind of live forever. He was trying to connect to Kalemvor, I believe was the name of the death god. Did not go well. He and all his mages got shunted into brick walls. This is also what caused the portals to appear in the ocean where the slimes come from, and the Great Barrier War, where Azov is from, keeps going. This is the cause of all that. But the king did say, hey, but I know how you can close those for good. You need to take the original crystal we used for the ritual. Here it is. You need to go to a special magical site near the portals. There is a special temple that Azov knows of that could suffice, and you need to channel that crystal through an artifact like from that area. The Tritons also have something that really fits the bill there. And then the king, who was shunted into the wall and who's been living there for like several hundred years, was like, also, please mercy kill me. And you guys did that. So you did that. All right, rolling on. I know it's a lot, guys. You guys did a lot in 24 episodes. You agreed to a super secret mission to go take back the airship and destroy it. You were going to get over there via the sub. Before you left, you settled the score with the matron. You guys joined forces with her rival, Gilar the Southpaw. This is when you were introduced to Rollo, who is Richard's replacement PC. Henry, you own the matron's bar now that she's gone. You had the document, the deed forged into your name. We haven't really worked out the business details of that, but should you guys find yourselves back in the capital, we'll figure all that out. There'll probably be a big heap of gold really waiting for you guys. One other thing before you left town. You guys rescued a businessman who had accidentally spent a full month inside of his special demi-plane painting. His daughter is the one the prince is in love with, and that's why he vacated his throne. But you guys saved the businessman. He was like, thank you. Here's a letter of recommendation for your own special, like, secret painting thing. You guys then, you convinced Bora to actually join your side. You also recruited a cleric named Nona Petalfoot to your side. She was initially supposed to travel with the doctor, but chickened out. Now she's kind of redeeming herself. So they were on your team. They hopped on the sub with you on your mission. Yes, you definitely guilted her. That's the correct way. Along the way, you fought a water dragon. Good job. Then you got to Shadow... that's one sentence for that slide. Then you went to Shadow Moon City. You met a merc named Martha Toon, and I'm going to read this verbatim again. Azov macked on her the whole time.
She was totally into it.
Actually, she actually is. You also met a telekinetic guy named Alaric Mason, who is probably totally Henry's dad. You also tracked down a rogue Rakshasa, and you parlayed that into receiving your own demi-plane painting. So you guys have this like portable headquarters now.
Yes.
Also, you guys met a cult. There's a cult called the Broken. They're a bunch of weird dudes and ladies and everything else. A whole bunch of folks. They do not discriminate. They're a bunch of weird folks who think they can be like Ilmater by sacrificing parts of their own body. And their leader is actually looking for a way that he could potentially give up his own soul. Maybe Azov can make use of that later. So that happened. Weird cult people. Then you finally took the sub to the eastern capital city of Ganrek Yi. On the way, 8-9, you had a vision of a female Genasi who was like in chains. Her hands were like twisted into a Rakshasa shape. She was calling out for help. She was calling out in Druidic. So you couldn't really understand the full message, but you've learned a little bit of its sense, and you can figure out that she was obviously calling for help, and she was calling you her brother, which is a trip. Okay, so now we have Capital City. This was the hardest bit to condense, so a lot happened here. One of the generals, the fiery hobgoblin Rook Burns, was demoted for not successfully bringing back the tank. Saruth the Cold, who's the Goliath, she was put in charge of actually replicating the airship up on the Emperor's roof of the castle. You also met a resistance group against the Emperor who called themselves the D Team. You also met a trio of orphan changelings who were living in secret in the zoo. You kind of won
I
both of
spoke
those
to some
groups.
youth in their own language.
You did. You recruited all those folks to your side. You guys did a ton of prep. You had a really successful infiltration of the castle. You took the airship. You destroyed a big chunk of the castle by firing its cannon. And you escaped during the big monthly tournament that was going on in the city. Of note, part of the raid revolved around Rollo having a connection in his past to Saruth the Cold. She was a barbarian who actually trained with him. She was defeated as part of this mission, although several members of the D Team and two of the and I don't remember if it was one or two, but at least one, perhaps it was two, of the changelings are confirmed dead. You're not fully sure about some other folks because you saw some people kind of running into down into and to go descend before you fired the fireball, but chances are most of those folks are dead. You just don't have confirmation yet because you fled.
I was gonna say we practically nuked the dang place.
Even before then, we gathered everyone on the roof, and then Azov used Hunger of Hadar, Feast o' Fathomless, and just
Yeah.
Yes.
chunked a bunch of them right away. And then we got on a ship, and then we nuked the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I remember, I don't remember my exact calculations, but I think I want to say the castle is 3 above ground floors because there's a couple sub levels too. But I think it was like the fire fully backdrafted down through the entire roof and at least the floor below it. Like it was gnarly. you torched that thing. You did successfully escape to your rendezvous point. Oh, I want to say you're not confirmed whether or not Bora is dead, but she did say she wanted to go down in a blaze of glory to honor Vlaakith. So apparently she might have done that. I neglected to mention this. Azov did a little bit of macking, and also he and Bora did share an evening together before that.
There was honor.
Yeah.
There was honor. There was over her. There was under her.
You kicked a witch out of her home, and then you slept in her bed that night.
I guess that did happen.
Yeah. So anyway, you did escape successfully. The Emperor, you went invisible on the airship, so you weren't caught, but you did see the Emperor in his full size, if you will, running back to the castle, because he's able to go similar how Rollo can get double big now. The Emperor can get the same deal. He can get 20 feet tall. He can get I think of him as Giant Man from Marvel is essentially what he can do with his magical thing. So you went to your rendezvous point. Despite everything that just went down, you guys actually decided you didn't want to destroy the Warcasters yet. Nona the cleric is super pissed about that. So while you guys take the sub to go to Tritus to close the portal, hopefully, the doctor's going to hang onto the airship and turn it into a Skylab, and the cleric is staying with him to keep tabs on that because she's not happy about that. She's like, hey, the agreement was we destroy these things. You guys aren't doing that yet. Look what they can do. So that kind of ended on bad terms with her, but we'll revisit that when the time comes. Before you split off, though, you did return to Shadow Moon City. This is when you claimed your special demi-plane painting. So now you guys have this cool gothic like mansion hangout spot. You guys can just hop into this anytime you want. It's basically like your BG3 campsite is how I'm thinking of it. You guys can hop in there anytime you want.
We can quick travel there?
If you can just step right into the portal. You got to unfold the painting, but then you can just jump right in, Super Mario 64 style.
Nice.
Is there a basement? Is there a dungeon in this place? Or no?
No. It is because it's built on a cliffside. So I guess it probably wasn't safe to do a
No, that makes
basement.
sense.
But yeah, but remember your exit, because every painting has like a special exit method. Your exit method is jumping off that cliff into the water. That's how you get back to the real world. Okay, so you got that. Almost done. Still in Shadow Moon. Everyone signed up for the big tournament that's happening at the end of the month. Azov and Mirtha are actually in the doubles together. They're in the doubles competition together. Rolo and Henry are going to compete in the free-for-all. And 8-9 is signed up for the brand new ranged competition, the very first one. So that should be pretty cool. I believe, yes, Henry, it was more like you were signed up for the free-for-all.
Okay, I was like, did I?
Yeah,
That's right.
Rolo was like, I want to do that, and I'll sign Henry up too, so she doesn't get left out.
That sounds right.
I'm pretty sure that's how that went.
Thank you so much.
Is it? I don't remember that, but cool.
Yeah. Either way, you're all signed up for something. And before leaving, Alaric Mason, who might be related to Henry. Who can say? He passed down. He gave her a book that he had been given from his grandfather. It's called The Chronicles of Kaordi. Sid has been sent privately. I sent her the contents of this book. It's up to her when she wants to share it. That's probably an RP thing on the sub.
Can I specify something about you giving me that write-up?
Uh-huh.
October 31st at 2 fucking a.m.
Oh, damn.
Is that really when I sent it?
Yes! I just get weird Eldritch Abomination shit at 2 a.m. on Halloween.
Oh, that's awesome. Why was I up? Dude, yeah, that's...
2:09 a.m.
Man, God, that rules. Oh, that's awesome.
What are you doing, buddy?
Writing Eldritch Abominations at Halloween, apparently. That's amazing. 2:09 a.m.?
It was a Thursday. What were you doing?
Well, Thursday is my Friday for work, to be fair, but also like I was married then. I still am. I that's a weird way to phrase that. I was married by that time, so yeah, I don't know what I was doing up at 2 a.m. writing.
Yes.
Maybe
like a page and a half of stuff.
Maybe I woke up in a weird fever dream, and I was like, I gotta get this out, and freak Sid out at 2 a.m.
It worked.
I know exactly. You try to fall asleep and your ideas are flowing, and you're like, fuck, let me sleep.
That must have been what it was. Anyways, and so it's Henry has not yet shared that with the contents with the party, but I'm sure that'll come up soon. You're on a submarine with time to pass, so getting close to the end of the wrap up here, y'all. You are now on your way to Tritus. You guys bought 2 cloaks of the manta ray for one for Henry and one for Rolo, I think it was.
He just can infuse his own.
Oh, you've got your own. So maybe it's for 8-9, and then Azov, of course, is a Triton. Either way, I know you guys bought 2 because 2 of you need them, or maybe one was intended for backup. I don't know, but you have 2, according to my notes.
I think 8-9 can hold his breath, but in case he didn't want to just hold his breath forever, we got him a cloak.
Maybe that was it.
I have a
So you
cloak of
guys-
billowing.
You all have cloaks of billowing. Okay, so you got
love
that.
a cloak of billowing.
Along the way, Azov also finally came clean about his past in Tritus. He commanded a squadron during the Great Barrier War, but
there it
things
is.
went bad and he actually deserted, and he's been living on the mainland ever since.
Oh.
And then finally, the last thing that happened last thing through to grab the, because I realized I never copied and actually pasted what I sent to you on my own, which means I probably wrote it in Messenger, like it was just that
Maybe.
stream of consciousness. But you know what I passed on my way is yo Sid, you want to see a toenail?
Toenail? And I'm like, no feet, right? And you're like, yeah, just a nail. I'm like, sure.
I'm gonna read this. Hey, somehow I rolled over my big toe with a very heavy thing, and the nail finally popped out. You want to see this, right? And you were like, just nail, right? No feet? Yeah, just the nail. Absolutely. I figured. Here you go.
Can't
By
get
the way,
free feet content.
No
it has
free
been
content.
it has been nearly a full year, and it is still not fully recovered. Like I messed up that toe. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Final part of the recap. I scrolled past it. Okay, here we go. On the way after Azov poured his heart out, you guys were intercepted by this giant living wave. You all passed out during the course of this. And then you woke up in this weird undersea garden where apparently you all could breathe. And Azov, of course, being very familiar with the sea, was like, I don't know where we are right now. This is weird. You got out, you fought some water elementals. As you were fighting, there was like weird background, like guitar, like Witcher strumming happening. You guys beat the water elementals. And then as you did, this Triton bard just bamfed in there, strumming his mandolin, and just like, oh, very good, very impressive. Oh, she liked that. And that is where we'll pick up. Real quick, I should say, anything from all that that needs more detail or anything else stick out that you guys are like, oh, I remember this, I want to make sure this comes up.
Going through my notes, it looks
Yes.
like we all got half feats or something like that. I know it. Just checking me, I have Blessing of the Broken, which turns one critical hit into a normal attack. I don't know if that was like
you guys all have a one-time use of that. Yeah, that was for
And then
helping
that's
out
gone.
the cults. Yeah.
I also have, which I used last time, Mantle of Subjugation. After summoning your tentacle, choose a number of creatures you can see and who can see you within 60 feet of you, up to a number equal to your charisma modifier. Each of them gains 5 temporary hit points. When a creature gains these temporary hit points, it can immediately use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks. Proficiency bonus per day. I have also some truths on our party. Henrietta Mason comes from a privileged life. She likes to play the role of an orphaned, homeless thief girl to piss off her parents. 8-9 magic is red because he's a cold-blooded murderer / a demon from hell, and he blew up my girlfriend. I gotta add that now. Bo is not creature indeed. It is rumored to be offspring of a wild woman who had sex with a goat, a literal goat. And then Rolo, you've heard a rumor about a Goliath with a mechanical hand. He lost it in a sparring match with his stepfather.
No notes. None. All of those are
And then-
truths.
And then that's it. That's it, really. So I was just saying, check your sheets because we have other stuff there.
I'd also like to note that the recap didn't tell me how to play this character again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we're all rusty. We'll have to ease back into it.
I already
I
used
see.
my fuck-ass psychic whispers bullshit. That's cool. That's marked off.
Oh, the one that you keep getting like 45
Once?
minutes on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that much.
Yeah. All right, well, when you guys are set, after you all take a look and you feel good, we are picking up with this random bard strumming in your face.
I just have to figure out what the hell what my attunements are right now, and my what do you call it, infusions. I will figure it out in time.
Okay. Yeah, I don't anticipate combat or anything like that tonight, so hopefully it's not too whatever.
That's what you think. I stabbed this guy.
And we're off.
All right. So yeah, that's what happens. He bamps in and says like, "Oh, great job on the fight, everybody. She'll be impressed with that one, all right."
Whoa, slow down. That fight really took it out of me. It felt like I was gone for 6 months, but maybe
7,
only
I think.
3 weeks if we're being optimistic about it.
Time
Who
can
are
flow
you?
a little differently here. I understand.
Where are we exactly? And who are you?
Well, we're in her garden. More on that in a moment. But if I may introduce myself, and he would probably start to almost get into like a Robin Williams Genie type song, unless you like cut him off. But he will super start winding up for like a whole musical number.
Absolutely.
How about you give us
not.
the short version?
Well, all right.
Well,
Well,
hold on. Let him do it. Let him do it.
Don't.
I
I'll be
didn't.
here
I
all
didn't write a
day.
song, but I'm about to.
Both 8-9 and Azov charge up their ranged attacks.
Well, the Tritons call me Jonah, and I'm singing under the sea.
I have a
I'm gonna
gun.
wing this song for you right now. It's delightful. Ooh wee.
Oh,
That's
God.
it. That's the end of
Oh,
the song.
God.
What
Right,
a lovely short song.
Let me
Yeah,
use
short
my
version.
gun. Let me
To
use my
like- to
gun,
like-
please.
Turn the mandolin around to be on his back. Right. They call me Jonah, strummer of strings. Pleasure to meet you all. I see you have a fellow Triton in your midst. It's a pleasure to meet you, countrymen.
And I do the secret handshake that only Tritons know.
It's like it has like a weird like squishy sound to it.
It's a weird fin-like.
Yeah, I imagine it's animated in like the SpongeBob cutaway style.
Yeah.
The ultra
2 live
detail.
action hands come in.
Yeah. Right. And you are?
Well,
Confused.
Nice to meet you, Confused.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that happened.
I have been known by a few names.
Oh God.
Champion of the Deep. Master of both land and sea, the Sanhuagin Slayer, the Matron Bane, Water Dragon Destroyer, leader of Team B, the Cobalt Crusader. Azov, as you please.
I see they're giving out a lot more titles these days. They would just call me the strummer of strings.
Well, when you do a lot of cool stuff, you get a lot of titles.
Is that how it works? Well,
Basically science.
pleasure to meet you. And the tall one here in the back, what is your name? Pointing to the Air Janazi.
What was the fake name that he was using? It was like, fuck.
Bill.
Oh, what was it?
I
Just
don't
7?
Maybe.
It might have been.
7.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Seven. And the even taller one in the back. You are?
Name's Rolo. Jasonda Rolo. Nice to meet you.
That's nice to meet you as well. Well, listen. You asked why you're here, and well, I am the messenger, so I suppose I need to deliver the message. So here's the deal. Azov, you're a Triton. I presume you know your history, and you're quite familiar with our wonderful lady Persona. Yes? No? Hmm?
I do, obviously, but these guys don't, so maybe give them the history of who and what and where we are, you know?
Roll me a deception real quick. Alright, first roll of season 2.
Let's go. Did it work?
I didn't see it.
Are you still DM rolling?
Why is it not connected?
Oh, is your
Oh, I have to. Oh, because I have to download Roll D. I'll just do it here quick. I'm on a new laptop.
No worries. Very nice. I rolled a 16 insight, so he believes you. Oh, of course, yes, I can communicate. Well, for those that don't know, Persona is the great goddess of the sea, and in fact, the progenitor of the Triton race. We all owe her a big debt of gratitude, and if you'd like to thank her, she's just she's just floating over there right now. And he'll kind of motion behind him, and sort of off in the distance a little bit, you will see this jellyfish-like feminine figure kind of floating off on the horizon a little bit. Probably just like Snow White or like Disney princess style, like, you know, seemingly like talking, playing around with the fish.
Oh,
Glorious
yes,
Snow-
that's right. I remember now. Not that I ever forgot, because I was very good at remembering faces and names.
Yes, well, it is quite all right. I'm aware that the Tritons have lost their way in recent years and started worshipping different figure. I believe the Fathomless is what they call it. No, listen, no harm, no foul, but the lady wishes for me to make a proposal to your group. You see, after your encounter with the water dragon in her waters, you got her attention, shall we say. And my lady would like to give you an offer. Really for all of you, but most particularly for you, Azov. I understand the Fathomless is one to ask for one's soul in exchange for power. My lady Prasanna is keen to broker a different deal for you. If you wish to pledge yourself to someone else, we can promise no major disruption in the abilities you've been given, but your loyalty would be pledged to, shall we say, a classic god, as opposed to a new one. And
Wait, so we killed Persona's dragon, and now she's offering us a job?
oh no, the dragon did not belong to her. It was simply a wild beast running the course of nature in the water. You did no harm there. However, it was your encounter that got her attention. And after investigating, we know a little more about your situation. Because unfortunately, it's true for many a Triton. And I've been authorized to make you that offer on her behalf. We will broker a new deal for you to free you of the Fathomless's clutch. And you'll be free of him in service to Prasanna instead. All we ask in return is that if you are successful in your current mission, you make sure people know it was done in her name, and you give her the glory for that victory.
Can I do? Would this be a religion check to see who this persona is?
Yes. It's persona, so just the word persona, but like put in A in place of the O.
Why is it not rolling? Did it roll? It did roll. It was a good roll.
16 is pretty good. You've got to kind of think back to your like elementary school days, but persona is talked about, but almost talked about in the same way that like most schools will talk, like in our world will talk about like creationism. How it's like this is also a thing, but like we're focused here. You know what I mean? So it's like you've heard, but you're like, oh, but I guess there was something to that because there is a jellyfish goddess right here in front of me. But it's definitely not like, you know, your generation is definitely raised to follow the Fathomless, but there's an old god floating in the water now with you.
Thought I already served an old god, but this is an even older god.
Well, old in the sense that she's responsible for the creation of the Tritons, but perhaps equal in the sense that the Fathomless is quite old. Newer to your people. Point being, the offer's on the table. And her protection here in the water would extend to all of you.
What do you say, guys? Me.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. So sure, if this is where the suicide mission leads us, I'm fine with me.
All right. Let's go talk to the jellyfish, I guess. See what the offer is. I mean, they can't take my soul. It's already gone.
Maybe don't call her jellyfish to her face, though.
Noted.
Yeah.
So she's kind of off, like in the distance a little bit, without getting any actually closer. She'll like rotate a little bit, and you will feel like not quite telepathy, but it's almost like rippling through the water. Her
she already
voice
heard
reaching you. So I'm just kidding. That's not the voice.
God damn! I was like, I gotta go.
And yeah, it's just kind of touching. You all hear it in that way. So you're entertaining my offer. That's wonderful. There aren't many who follow the traditional ways anymore. Feel a little like an old maid these days. Pleasure to meet all of your...
You look great. Don't talk down about yourself.
I appreciate the compliment. I am aware of your purpose in this mission, returning to the Triton homeland. I wish to assist, and I want my word spread among my people again. So very few even bother to know my name these days. And I understand the Fathomless is more at hand, and the power is much more tangible from him, but comes at a much higher cost. If you will pledge yourself to my service instead, I will make sure that your soul is no longer in the hands of that creature. And in return, I will give you some extra help for your mission. You will be protected in these waters. And all I ask is that you spread my word.
You say that you'll get me out of my contract. Say more on that. Not to look a gift seahorse in the mouth, but like, it's a pretty binding soul contract that I'm under right now, and you can subvert it?
I can do just about anything. I am a goddess of the sea.
Sure. All right. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay.
Can I insight check? Can I insight check the goddess?
Let's add
Please.
the bold to his titles.
I thought that went without saying. But you're right. It should be said. The bold.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I have a -1.
Oh.
Sick. Is she a fucking liar, ocean pants on fire, or is she like legitimately telling the truth that she can get him away from the Fathomless?
You rolled pretty well. You believe what she is saying. And with that high of a roll, you also detect there's like a little bit of loneliness.
Listen. Even if she can't fully, like maybe it's two gods fighting each other over my soul, and I can slip out when they're distracted. When I'm dead.
You just
It's a
like the
perfect plan.
idea of two gods fighting over you.
I feel like the prettiest warlock at prom.
I must admit, I thought perhaps you would take more time to debate this, but I'm very happy to hear that you're agreeing. I will do what I must on behalf of your ultimate fate. Azov, perhaps we can break the one you're currently under. No? That's the name of the campaign. So, I will do this. In the meantime, carry out your mission as planned. It would be best not to bring up our exchange should you communicate with the Fathomless in the meantime. I wouldn't want to cause any undue issues for you, but before you leave, I do want to grant you this. And she'll kind of like do a little sending motion, and some of the fish that she was kind of communicating with, they're gonna swim over to you guys, and they will for those of you that cannot breathe underwater and don't have a swim speed, which I think is technically everyone but Azov. Rolo, I know you can do it with a spell.
Or
But
with the cloak, yeah.
yeah, but for those of you that don't, some of the little fish, like they will kind of like they'll kind of circle around you and like blow some bubbles at you. And while you guys are in this arc, you will all have the ability to breathe underwater. You will all have a swim speed equal to your movement speed. Don't need to worry about the cloak. And if you look in your pack or your cloak, you'll find what you spent on it in gold has been returned to you.
How much was that exactly? How
Uh,
much? How much was that? Because I
That's a
have
good
a
question.
cloak, and I would like the money back.
Yes. What did I charge you guys for it? I need to find the shop I have bookmarked. I'll find that later.
I'm not gonna lie, I might stick with the cloak because the cloak gives me 60 movement speed.
Oh damn!
Yeah, the cloak is. You're all faster than me currently.
Yeah, the cloak gives you 60 movement speed in the water.
All right, if you wish to retain the cloaks, that's fine. We don't have to worry about the gold. To be fair, her little bonus here is only for this arc. So if there's water later on,
Also, what's to say that nothing's gonna damage the cloak? So like, take both. Take both.
Okay.
I can already hold my breath
Um,
anyway, so
Well,
but for
isn't
now-
that nice for you?
so for the time being, you're all protected via water breathing.
okay.
And with that, she'll kind of float a little off into the distance. Jonah will kind of float back over. Well, I gotta say that went really well. It might take a little more convincing, but happy to hear it. You know, I've been her herald for some time now, and most folks are just a little too dedicated. Maybe it's afraid of Stockholm syndromed by the Fathomless. So glad to have you on our side as of. Just remember
You
to
say
let
that,
people know who
but
sent you.
what led you to your dedication to her? If you've stuck around so long.
Oh, I mean, I've been with her practically since the beginning. I look pretty good for my age, right?
How old are you?
I want you to take the number 2. I want you to just write that 4 times. I am 2,222 years old.
Sick. Inside joke.
How long ago did the big slime break free from the ground, from the bottom of the ocean?
We have that in, where is it? Where is it? I do have here we go, Shore Dynasty timeline. It is currently 200 years ago. 200 years ago, the slime broke out.
Okay, so you were way around when what's his
The mega
name?
slime.
Yeah, he's been around for 10 times as long as the Great Barrier War has been happening.
So we have this crystal, supposedly from the ritual that caused the rift to begin with.
Sure.
It should be enough to close it.
Makes sense to me.
And to do so, we need a artifact in a sacred place. Ganador. That was his name. By your estimation, will it work? Because if I go back and it doesn't work, it's going to be really bad for me. And probably these guys too.
I've seen a lot of magic in my time. I've seen a lot of it go really well. Seen a lot of it go really bad. And considering what has happened so far in our beautiful part of the ocean, I can't imagine it getting any worse. And I say this with all sincerity. She wouldn't have invited you into her garden if she didn't see a bright future for all of you. I don't think she would see a bright future for all of you if she didn't think you could pull this off.
Question: if I serve her, do I get to be immortal like you are? How do I hook that up?
Oh, I never said I was immortal. I just said I've been around a long time.
What do you do? Like diet and exercise, push-ups, sit-ups, and plenty of
Pilates.
juice?
Calisthenics.
Push-ups,
Wow.
sit-ups, and plenty of juice.
Yeah. You ever have an ocean carrot smoothie?
An
Not
ocean
like whatever
carrot?
one you're having.
Try it. It's like vitamin B out the wazoo. You thought carrots were regularly good for you. Is that vitamin B or vitamin D? Whichever one it is. One's got a whole
Now,
ocean
is
of
it
a lot.
Is an ocean carrot like an actual carrot? Because I gotta admit, I was really confused when I finally got to see a seahorse. It's nothing like what they say it is.
Have you seen a sea cucumber?
No?
Me neither, because I didn't even know what sharks were.
That's true. That'd be, well, you know, a sea carrot. It's red and round. Has kind of a sweet taste. Sometimes we use them in delicious pies for desserts.
Like rhubarb.
He's describing an apple, but calling it a sea carrot because apparently that's what they look like. Just to be extra weird.
Not like a rhubarb.
The other part of the pie.
All right. Well, I guess you didn't really tell us where we are. You said we're in her garden.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm brought here when she needs me to do something. Where here is still a little beyond me. I'm kind of just doing my own thing out there in the ocean.
Are you in a
so-
painting right now?
A painting? No, you're in the ocean.
Right. But we can breathe.
Right.
Anyway, once you get back in your sub, you'll be back where you were. Don't worry. She's not gonna just leave you hanging or floating, as it were.
All right. Anything else we want to do before we go?
Just to understand, does Rolo need his infusion anymore, or
During this arc, you can breathe underwater. You've been granted that.
okay? I will switch that out next long rest.
That's your one of the, you know, should you decide to completely change your fate, brave style, you know, you deserve something for that. All right, well, if y'all want to get back on your sub and be on your way, I won't stop you. Blessings in the name of Persona and Goliath. Blessings in the name of Anam the Allfather as well.
Oh,
Trust you.
mighty kind of you. And he kind of shows his little amulet of the Allfather.
Wonderful. And I trust you know your history just as much as the Triton does, right?
Yeah, I would say that I've done my studies pretty well. But you could.
Oh, good. Well, then I
explain
don't
for-
need to
No, you could explain for the rest of everybody though, just in case.
roll another deception.
Okay.
This guy doesn't even know his people's history. What an idiot.
I've gone around studying lots of people's. Well, first, can I roll my history to know if I know it? Secondly, can I do
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
deception? Okay. So. Wow, history, I only have 5. I guess I'm not proficient in it. It's all good. Yeah, religion isn't any better, so here we go. That,
Nice!
of course I fucking know everything about the Allfather.
Time ago. But when they split up, they were each so lonely after leaving each other that is why they created those races, so that they wouldn't be so alone.
Oh yeah, everybody knows that story. It's practically a creation myth, you know?
So they're not like, you know, you're not like each other's children or anything like that, but that is where your origins come from. And that's why there's still some like little bonds between the Goliaths and the Tritons now. So, for example, you guys have already talked about the Tritons have this really magical trident called Wave, and it was made in the Thunder Forge, which is a Goliath forge up north. So you guys, there's still little touch points here and there between your two cultures, but you guys have a little
Kind
bit
of
of a shared
spiritual
history.
cousins.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's basically it. I know a lot more, but that's really all you need to know. Don't want to bore you
No,
with
that
the details.
was very well done. Very official citations in there too. I appreciate it. Head notes, headers, footers, all that good stuff. Well then,
I'm the Rage Sage.
excellent. I will send you all off on your way. Please feel free to hop back on your submarine, and you will be off on your continued adventure. You've all been a wonderful audience.
Wait,
For Jonah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Persona is like the progenitor of our race, the Tritons.
Yes.
So
Canonically so.
is she like my mom?
Well, it's like great grandmother.
But she's my mommy.
God damn.
In a 23andMe sense.
On the ship. Everybody,
Wait, I have more
let's
questions.
get back on the sub. Here we go.
That's the end of questions from Jonah the Strummer. If you don't stop your questions, you might just feel dumber. And then he flits off.
Just wanted to give her a hug. What were you all thinking?
If I was wearing my glasses right now, I would push them up the bridge of my nose, but I'm not.
All right, you are all back on your submarine, and you all get down in there. And then as you climb inside, as you come in through the pressure chamber, you look back out of the portholes. You do see that you are now no longer in the garden. You are back in the section of the ocean you were in before. And if you continue on your proper course, you have one full day until you reach Tritus.
So how did we get there specifically? Who was driving?
You guys were kind of doing it together.
Oh,
I mean, I know the way.
Like taking shifts.
Would we know how to get back there if we needed to get back?
To the garden you were just in?
Yeah.
yep.
That's
Or
more
was
of
it
like
a fever dream?
It was kind of like a demi-plane kind of thing, so getting back maybe more of a like you'll be summoned.
Mm-hmm.
But so, yeah,
I found that if you piss off the gods, they'll usually find you.
Yeah.
So, you have a full day in the sub to talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about as you head toward Tritus.
Well, that was weird.
Pretty weird. Yeah. Was the game that we played on the sub Uno? I forget. We played a card game pretty
Something like that,
extensively with
yeah.
Nona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As she shared her milk and cheese.
Oh, that's right. Poor girl. Good lord.
Might not want that airship back.
So, question, was that everybody's, first god that they met? Aside from the other one?
You guys, I was gonna say,
Oh,
you did all meet the satyr god as well.
Oh,
you
that's
didn't know
right. We
that's
did
what
meet these. We didn't know at the time.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
doesn't really count. I mean,
If you don't know, it doesn't count.
doesn't really even count.
Are you saying that because it's a water god?
No, I'm saying it because it was a satyr god. I was like, what does the satyr god really count as? Like, ooh, I could jump high. Look at me.
He also had, huge horns.
I may or may not
Um,
be Bo's father. Turns out I'm not.
That's right.
Rolla doesn't know anything about that, though.
That's right. Well, for a split second, when you were like, "Oh, we're like cousins," because of the whole all hammer or all father / goddess of the sea thing, I had a split second where I was like, "Didn't y'all sleep with the same people?" But that was Bo. That was
Oh, and
not
yeah.
Rolo. Yeah. Well, who's up for Uno?
I have a bunch of lore I wrote about the Tritus Empire, if anyone's interested.
I think Henry's got
I think-
some lore in her back pocket too at some point.
I also have a very interesting book that I should probably share. I'm a little concerned. I'm not very concerned about it, but it's definitely fucking weird.
Do tell more.
So, like, I think I already clarified this, but he's maybe my dad. He,
Oh yeah?
No, he gave me this book. That might have led to maybe the manifestation of the psychic abilities that he has / I have. Any of you know anything about Dendar, the Night Serpent,
Serpent.
by chance?
Sounds like a fish thing.
I'll roll for that.
Yeah, Dendar. He's a little short, little green guy. He can heal people by casting a spell at you. He's really sometimes he goes by Little Green. Sometimes he can make big balls that summon drag a serpent. It summons a serpent, and you can ask for a wish from the serpent.
I don't know if I know, but I definitely know it's not that.
Yeah, I was about to say none of that's in the book.
You would have. I'm going to tell you guys. Unless you rolled a nat 20, none of you would have ever heard of this before.
Fuck? Okay.
Which obviously
Cool.
Henry knows about
Cool.
it, but only nat
But-
20 would have been you've even heard of it.
Nice. Cool. Awesome. All right. So nothing about night serpents, Dendar, nothing there. What about? And I start flipping pages in this little book. The Kaordi?
I don't know. What does your book say?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what any of this stuff means. Like, there's the first hit. Like, it's just the first Kaordi. The second story is about the Kaordi race: tall, lanky, inky black humanoids with alien-like features, long jaws and backs of the heads. They reproduce through eggs, though no one knows what the first batch came from. Most
That
believe
sounds
that they were
fishy.
laid by Dendar himself. It does sound fishy or reptilian,
Or aberrant?
amphibian, or hey, there's that too.
Are you some
Um,
kind of aberration?
Tony, am I
what's-
some kind of aberration?
Roll insight on yourself.
I'm just Henry.
I'm just Henry.
Insight on myself.
I mean, or like Arcana or Nature or something.
too late.
If that's really,
12.
I mean, you have no idea. You feel pretty human.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. They followed certain tenets, differing opinions. The boy in the sword. Blade deep in a cave, used to defend his village from wild beasts. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. If nobody's got nothing, then please know I have a weird ass book. Talking about another religion, maybe. So, like, if something comes up with the description of this, maybe give us a shout. Whose turn is it?
Do the coyote sound anything familiar to Azov, given his aquatic background?
You could roll another similar roll. I would say that's nature or history.
says the final story is incomplete. It begins with thoughts about Dendar's arrival in other worlds and how others will witness his glory. It stops short of any specific details.
Sounds made up.
It does sound made up. Listen to how silly this is. The first tale is very poetic, describing the form of Dendar, the night serpent itself. The wiggling mass of scales is both cosmic and microscopic in size. It's gargantuan in worship and artwork, but small enough to dwell within the mind. There's nothing gonna harm anybody there. That better be fucking fake, actually.
Henry, I'm gonna be straight with you. That sounds completely ridiculous. Except for the squid guy that I follow from another dimension. That's real. Your thing is made up and not fake. And stupid, honestly.
Just as a heads up, you all
You're
have
so
this
right.
you all have it in your handouts if you want to read the book
Oh, okay.
at some point.
You're so right. I don't know why my dad gave me this.
That's some of the worst fan fiction I've ever heard.
Worst. Weird
call it fan
self-insert
fiction.
fan fiction.
You call it fan fiction, but supposedly it made your great-grandfather manifest psychic powers, so...
Yeah, like apparently he read the book and or he read the book or said the thing's name out loud and it manifested powers. Like, again, self-insert fan fiction. Maybe. I'm not concerned at all. Thank you very much. I put the book away.
All right. And Azov
So
had
wait,
things
you
to
didn't
share.
you didn't like study to get these powers? You just have them? I just assumed you had been like honing your mental abilities for like years.
No, I used to get beaten up a lot. Bullied, maybe you could say. That's probably a kind way to say it. And one time this guy hit me really hard and suddenly there was a knife.
And
Oh.
suddenly, there was knife.
That just
So-
happened?
You were able to get powers from being beaten up.
That sounds like rage to me.
But yeah, that's when they showed up.
Wow.
And then they didn't show back up, but then Matron took notice and thought that was something worth having, but they didn't really do much. So here we are.
So in theory, if someone were to be beaten up enough, they could have the same powers that you have. Rolo, I say we test this on 8-9. What do you say?
I don't know. I've been beat up pretty damn bad. And I don't know if you saw me on the airship. I never was throwing out psychic knives. No psychic knives came out. Mostly just
maybe
me
it's gonna
bleeding
take a
out.
couple times. Maybe gotta
Basically just
charge
me
up.
bleeding out my head.
You're probably doing
Well,
right.
that is most peculiar.
Yeah, I think so too. But then meeting Ulrich, like he has some abilities, but not extensive. So I'm assuming it didn't just strictly come from being beaten up.
Right.
But I mean, it's passed down to some degree.
It's too bad there's no one
allegedly
we
from
can
a
ask
grandson.
about it.
Like who? I wasn't gonna ask the goddess. There's no way.
Maybe your dad, who keeps showing up, like every time we're in town.
No. He just gave me the book. He was just like, I found this book.
And
It was pretty interesting.
You didn't ask him at all about it.
I didn't read the book when he was right there. I had to go and read the book. He just said, "Hey, here's this book." And I said, "Okay, cool. I'll read this."
It's pretty weird.
I'm feeling there's a lot of judgment in the submarine right now. And I am going to go to another room.
Oh, we weren't judging. We were just curious.
But also, no, I did not ask.
I was judging.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got that. I didn't.
Well,
have
now
to
I'm
decide.
judging you, Azov.
Ooh,
That's not nice.
thank you.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have this time on the sub. Ryan, is it a good time for Azov to like give a Tritus lore dump? That's up to you, just to kind of prep people for what's coming.
Oh, sure, yeah. Would it be okay if I shared that doc? Tony?
I got no issue. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Wait a minute, there's more? You gave us this whole thing right before we left. There's more now?
I'm still DMing, guys.
We're already on the sub. What more?
Here we are at Universal Studios.
I'm gonna
The
drop
Jaws
it
ride.
here.
I was about to say this is just the Jaws ride.
When you start,
Basically-
I'm gonna. You can keep going. I gotta blow my nose real quick. Sorry, but
The TLDR is Tritus is basically the Holy Roman Empire at the peak of its power on the bottom of the ocean. They conquered all the other seafaring races, or a lot of the seafaring races, to expand their army to fight in the war. They basically became a culture of warriors constantly fighting. It's very Helldivers. It's very Starship Troopers. And then there's some weird stuff I slipped in at the bottom, like they have a lot of awakened animals. So it's like sea turtles raise their young, and like they tried to awaken a bunch of sharks, and it didn't go well because they all unionized. And it
Just
was
like
a really
that movie.
bad time. And they have weird mating rituals, and it's definitely not why Azov is so weird. So
I was gonna say, is that that's where you get your whole
get my what?
swagger, we'll say.
I don't know if I'd call
Sometimes
it
that's
that.
just me.
I don't know if I call it that.
I'm just your average guy that carries around the shell of his dead mother, a sea turtle. Very normal.
I'm sorry, what? That's okay.
But yeah.
On Finn.
it's-
Wait, your mother was a sea turtle?
Well, she didn't have me, but she raised me, along with all the other
Oh.
children.
I'm learning a lot about you guys today. 8-9, is there anything I should know about?
I
Do
don't got a
you have
fucking
any
thing.
pond fins? Whoa.
I got
Come to
nothing.
think about it, 8-9, I don't know much about you at all. You're kind of close to the vest kind of guy.
And
And well, dang it, now I'm curious. We're hearing so much about these other guys. What? What's your deal?
I mean,
Yeah, what kind of mommy issues do you have?
Are they mommy issues or daddy issues?
As a polite reminder, I'm saying this like probably out loud, sitting like next to 8-9. He did just roll up to an orphanage. As a reminder, so probably both issues. Really,
Mommy and daddy issues.
Really?
Double duty.
I mean, I don't really give a shit.
he cares.
Oh, well, he's fine then.
Just like the rest of us.
I'm fine too.
You heard it, guys. He doesn't care. I say we drop it.
Me also, fine.
It's the
Nine is
best.
built different.
It's the best insight roll you could have had.
I love the idea of they're called the B team because they just bottle everything up.
Yeah.
It's like the slow pushing of Azov. He's like, all right.
It would be. This is not how like our group rolls, but like it would be very funny to get to the end of this campaign and actually no characters grow.
Not a single one.
No one opened up.
Well, now I have a goal.
Never open up. I'm just gonna keep making
Never
up
change,
stories about this
8-9.
guy.
It's the
know,
last
for the
frames.
Personally.
The last frames of this are just 8-9 giving his whole story finally at the very end, and it's coming out, and there's no one sitting next to him. No one learns.
Smoldering ruin all around him.
Some DMs get knives. I'm asking you guys for crowbars. We gotta get in there. All right. Shall we?
I'm also fine. Sorry, that was hilarious.
Shall we fast forward to the morning when you guys arrive in Tritus, or is there more you want to do on the sub? There isn't much to
No,
do on
Rollo's
the
just
sub,
gonna
but I
do
just
some
want-
meditating at some point and rearrange his attunements.
Cool. Okay. Well,
Oh, I'm looking
You-
at my Once Upon a Roll sheet.
worries. So you guys, you roll on through the night underseeing your sub, and as dawn breaks, you start getting closer. On the horizon, you finally see Triton, homeland / kingdom / empire of Tritus,
Ooh.
Well, that's pretty.
where, as we all remember, Azov is a deserter / presumed dead / a war criminal / whatever
Coward.
classification that would be, as you are now rolling up to his homeland.
I think I've been using a spell refueling ring that I gave to the cleric, who then casts aid on everybody
That sounds
at,
correct.
at third
Sounds
level.
right.
So I think everybody gets an extra 10 to their max HP.
Oh,
Look at that. Richard just keeps on giving with the temp HP.
he doesn't
If
even
it's
need
a
to tell us
max
stories.
Is it over, or is it a long rest, or how long does it last?
How long
Are we
does
saying
it
we
It
long
is-
rested?
Oh yeah, you for sure long rested because you had another full day of travel. So you guys are for sure long rested if you need to hit the button.
It lasts 8 hours, so yeah, they would need to re-up the
Oh.
next day.
Okay.
If your aid lasts more than 8 hours.
Call somebody.
Choose up to 3 creatures, so I can't get everybody. I'll give it to myself. I think he'll give it more to frontline people because they need to soak up that damage. So myself, Azov, and I guess Henry is also kind of friendly because she's got to get in there. Or are you more ranged with your like throwing your side? blades?
I'm mostly ranged.
Okay. Who's the squishiest then?
Probably still Henry.
Henry.
45 blood.
I don't know how much Andrew's character has, though.
Not
the
too
doctor's-
worried about Andrew for now, especially since it sounds
He's
like
not
we won't be doing combat anyway. But
He's not with us anyway, right? Did the doctor
No.
officially?
I think we left him somewhere. We
Yes,
left him on the
Gotcha.
airship.
Yes, Doctor is on the airship watching that.
We
Okay.
left the psychopath on the flying death machine.
Yeah, that can't
But
be.
the
a problem
cleric
at
is
all.
with us, though, right?
With the
Yeah,
cleric's
no.
with him. The cleric's
Oh, the
Oh.
cleric's with him.
Mhm.
Oh, in which case, I guess I have to give the spell refueling thing to myself. In which case, I can only do a 2nd level, so it's just 5 extra for everybody.
Yeah, the cleric
'Cause I don't
is,
got 3rd level spells.
the cleric split with you guys on pretty bad terms because you decided to not destroy the Metal Gears yet.
Right. Okay, so it's an extra 5 for everybody.
Right.
So she's watching over the Skylab / the Doctor.
I mean, it works. We kind of guilted her into coming with us anyway.
Yeah, so I guess I'll give it to myself, Azov, and Henry.
Thank you.
Extra 5 HP.
Yeah, because 8-9's a bit of a sharpshooter, so she's probably the most ranged.
Yeah, I can stand back. Especially underwater, I'm using my crossbow, which has a stupid range.
I don't remember 8-9 going down at all, so should be fine.
It usually stays out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do something about that.
Maybe just don't
A threat.
wait into battle.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like we're just about here. I wonder if it's better to say that you're all my slaves. Servants, sorry. To let you guys fit into Tritus society without any questions.
Yeah, I'm not doing
super
that.
welcoming.
Question.
Hmm.
Didn't you abandon these people?
Did I abandon them?
Did
Or
you?
did I start a plan to go to the surface world, to learn their ways, to seduce their women, and then to find the key that would end the Great Barrier War once and for all, becoming the greatest hero Triton of all time? And I just didn't know it at the time because of how great I am. How did that sound? Pretty good, right? Pretty convincing?
Yep. I was just kind of considering the potential benefits of making it seem as if we were returning a deserter.
No, see, I don't like that. No, that would really start. That would really start. I'd have to I'd have to really climb way up from there. I'm thinking more of a. I don't mention it.
You returned. You went to the surface world, and you conquered and came back with staff.
What's more likely is that everyone thinks I'm dead, which my entire platoon was wiped out. So
Maybe you were in a coma.
Assuming no one from my platoon survived, no one would be able to dispute what I'm saying. So
Right.
we're probably good.
I really think we should consider the coma idea. What if you washed onto the shores of Pentacles and then...
I don't like the coma.
Is it because it makes you seem weak?
Yeah, it makes me seem weak.
Okay.
So let's go
Also,
over your
Is there
idea one
something
more time. Then.
manlier? Is there
Pentacles
something
is also
manlier than
the
coma?
opposite side of the continent, so that would be wild.
Well, they don't know. He just washed
You were
up.
caught up in a
Fine.
teleportation spell and have been working vigorously to get back ever
Yes.
since.
And I've been fighting monsters and do all kinds of cool stuff and saving people and
And racking up titles.
Really
along
honing the
way.
craft. Uh-huh.
And that's when after you got teleported, that's when you discovered about the, the big weapons, and you had to get that
Return
sorted out
home.
before you come. Yeah.
Mhm. After I saved the surface from your own.
Yeah.
Buffoonery.
Governing bodies. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Guys, we got this. It's in the bag.
All
Let's
right.
go
you
save
re-
a species.
You go riz that up, and hopefully we don't get killed.
It's yeah. Good luck with that.
We got this. And Azov goes over to one of the mirrors. He's like, "You've got this. You've got this. You've got this." And he like turns and then leaves and then walks away. He's like, "You've got this."
I put a hand on his shoulder. You do got this. You do got this, and I give him guidance.
Yes. And for the next minute, I feel like I got this.
Yeah.
8,
Actually.
sorry.
Sorry. No, you go ahead. I gotta look something up.
I was just gonna say 8-9 looks over to Henry and is like, he doesn't have this.
No, not at all. Be fun to watch, though.
Will we be doing any rizzing in the next hour?
Probably, potentially, if we're...
I plan on rizzing the second I get there.
Okay, so like shortly before we get there, I'm definitely gonna give him a big pep talk and share with him the eagle totem to bring out that eagle splendor, and he's gonna have advantage on charisma checks.
Oh, I
You
know
know,
this bird. It steals our fish sometimes.
Yeah. So,
Are you using? How long does that last?
1 hour?
All right.
So I'll be doing that like right before we get off, so that way you can maximize that.
how long does Armor of Agathis last?
That's an hour, I think.
You know what? It never hurts to just be ready for anything that could possibly happen to us. And Azov is going to cast Armor of Agathis on himself.
Just
To
in
give
case that
him-
rizzing right away doesn't work.
You know, Riz is obviously in the bag, but just in case.
Yeah.
I'll
No
give
one else
myself-
has guidance, right? We can't let him stack it.
Actually, 8-9 has guidance.
I can give him Psychic Whispers for probably an hour.
Can you stack guidance? Do you get 2 d4s?
I think you can only
No.
benefit from it once.
No, but I was trying to see if you could stack guidance and Eagle Splendor to get advantage and plus.
Oh.
That you could.
You can.
But does anybody have guidance? Because I'm already concentrating on
Yes.
the Eagle Splendor. Okay.
I have guidance.
All right. Let's hype them up together. Come on, 8-9. I know that you like to be pessimistic, but right now we really need you to be glass half full here. It's potentially all our lives are at stake.
You're probably not gonna fuck this up.
I cast
Pretty good.
Mind
That's pretty
Slinger.
good coming from him.
That. Yeah.
Compared
That might
to
be the most inspired thing I've heard. I like those odds.
I guess that only lasts for a minute, but something.
Oh, he'll tell him that he's not gonna fuck up again later. When it's needed.
Yeah.
In the middle of a conversation, you're not going to fuck it up.
All right. Where is there some kind of docking area that we can take the sub?
Yeah, so you are bringing this submarine into port. Like you're not hiding that fact.
Ooh. Somebody might steal the sub.
It is definitely not anything your people have seen before.
Hmm. Can we disguise it? Can we disguise it as something shitty? They don't really have vehicles that I remember. I think they mostly use like animal power to get around.
We can put spells. Can we put a spell into one of the orbs? Like, can we do that? I can't remember if we needed somebody else to charge up one of the things.
You guys, so you have resources to get around in the sub. You don't have them for like the weapon and / mod slot, if you will. That's kind of you guys if you want it. If it's on you guys if you want something of your own. You can put. I think I gave you guys level 1 spells into crystals. That's where it would. That's the line essentially. So whatever
Okay.
you have
Actually-
within your resources.
Let's park it and hide it. And in case things really go bad, we all meet back here.
Sounds
So that way we don't lose our one way out of here. At least your guys' way out of here.
Sure.
Okay, you're definitely able to successfully do that and then ease your way into town. As you get into town, of course, there are going to be people who are going to notice Azov, you're a Triton, but you have a human, a Genasi, and a Goliath with you, who are all like the Genasi being able to swim isn't too crazy, but the human and the Goliath are swimming very well with their cloaks of the manta ray. Or whoever's got them. So, regardless, as you get into town, you're going to be getting a little bit of extra attention. There are folks, assuming you are parking and then just heading in and sort of mingling with the crowd, you are getting some looks and you're hearing.
Oh, right. So swimming
Well,
is
you-
still
well, you can-
important. So, all right. I
Yeah.
take it back. I'm keeping my cloak of the manor.
Okay. But yeah, should something happen, you still have that ability to breathe underwater, which, could be very important. You guys can roll me perception checks as you're in the crowd, if you wish, and then remind me of what your actual like kind of your first move is here.
There's fish and the water's salty, and I don't like it here.
Oh yeah, even if you can breathe it, you can definitely taste the
Just-
salt in the water.
Yeah, oh yeah. So it's just, it's a bad day anyway.
Yeah, as you guys are as you guys are moving through the crowd, it's a lot of like outsiders here. So rare. Maybe they are they servants of the one up there in the armor? A lot of murmuring, that sort of stuff happening. A lot of visitors at a time of war. And when are we ever at peace? Like a lot of the rumors a lot of the murmuring
Real.
you'd expect to hear. Like, what are these people doing here, kind of stuff, and some odd looks. Definitely some of the younger Tritons being like, whoa, what is that? Like, they've never seen someone that looks like the rest of you before, that sort of thing.
As we're making our way through the crowds and up to like the central, I guess, where would Azov go? Like the capital or the...
What is your plan? What is your like plan here? Who is it you're looking to talk to? What are you trying to get done?
I guess if there's like a council or like whoever's in charge. I don't think he'd go straight to the religious site of grace. That'd be a great way to get arrested or thrown in
Okay.
shackles. So I think he'd go to wherever the war room is for the Empire, or like a subsidiary of that.
Sure. Well, there's, obviously the palace where the king is. There are the military barracks where that sort of stuff is done. It is worth noting, one of the last times that Fathomless talked to you, he mentioned that his temple was actually starting to be overrun by the slimes. Like, the war front has been kind of shifting a little bit.
How close is that to where we are currently?
It's probably a few miles from the capital, so it's not like an immediate outdoor threat, but it's like, the line is closer than it's ever been in the war, closer to the capital than it's ever been. Probably
We
like 2
could
to 3
go
miles outside
there.
of town.
We could go there first and help them. I mean, depending on how bad it is, it could be completely overrun. The thing is with these slimes is they keep coming. But
Do you really want to go straight to his church after you just sworn fealty to another god?
Well, he doesn't
Does that
necessarily know
matter?
about that. He doesn't necessarily know about that. Just yet. Prasanna said she would kind of broker it on your behalf.
It's up to you.
he doesn't know that yet. Ahoy! Ahoy! Yeah, so just try and act cool. Just try and go with the flow, all right? It's like a saying we have down here. It's just try to go with the flow. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
That's a saying everywhere.
I've never heard of it in my life.
Henry,
We don't know
please.
what sharks are, so if you see a big meat torpedo with a teeth, don't talk to it.
Yeah. Okay. What the fuck does that mean? A meat torpedo?
How else would
What's
you
a
describe shark?
torpedo?
Meat pedo.
It's a solid question.
Wait, no, I don't like that. The meat pedo. I don't like that one. No, never mind.
I do like that one. I'm gonna save that one for later.
Who here has seen 28 years later? No? Okay.
Not yet.
Haha.
I know they use prosthetics. Let's go to the. Azov would go to the war room because he is super confident right now. He is guided. He has the totem of the eagle. He is got his stuff on. And he has assurance from another god that his soul will not be turned into a spectral tooth for all of eternity. So he's like, Guys,
He's got a new mommy. Like, let's go.
I got this.
All right, so you're gonna head to the military barracks in that case.
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure this page is set up. Okay, you guys head to the barracks, which are basically there's like a military district of town, as you can imagine, and that is where you're headed. Architecture here is pretty similar to the rest of the city, but everyone here is armored. Everyone swims with a little more discipline, if you will. And there's definitely an air, as much more like there's an air of a lot more tension here, as opposed to in the city, where at least there's some faking it of like trying to ignore the problem, especially from like your more upper class Tritons. But here, there's like no faking. Everybody here knows the deal. They know there's a water of tension. You could cut the tension in the water with a ocean knife. You know,
An oar.
Yes, with an oar. That's the vibe as you get here, and there are other soldiers swimming around. As you enter, none seem to recognize you, which is probably a good thing.
Ahoy, ahoy. I'm gonna find someone that looks pretty important, but not too important.
Okay.
Just like a private. Attention, private. We require aid.
Certainly, sir. May I ask to whom I'm speaking?
That's not important right now. What's important is I have information critical, which could end the Great Barrier War. I need to get to the high-ranking admirals at once. Where can I find them?
That's quite a statement, sir. You have any sort of credentials you can tell me? Because that's something, all right.
Look at my eyes. Look at the way my hair flows so perfectly. You would never expect I use any product to make it flow so gracefully. Look at the cut of my jaw. Can't you tell? And I'm going to try and rizz up this guy, be like, look how great I am. You should tell me where to go.
All right, yeah. That'd be a persuasion roll.
It's not giving me the option to roll with advantage. Can I? There you are. Why am I not trained in persuasion? Did I really not take persuasion?
Do you need guidance?
15.
15.
With guidance, it is a gentleman 16.
Okay. Okay, sir. If you and your comrades could just wait right here, I can try to flag someone down for you. Is that okay?
But do so at great haste. There's not a time to be lost.
Yeah, you got it. At ease. And then he's gonna swim off to go do that.
How confident
Easy
are
as
we
is.
that he's gonna manage to pull this off? Yeah. All right.
Is off?
Oh, I meant the young gentleman that just swam away.
I was just a little worried because we really tried to rizz him up as best we could, and he seemed like he was struggling a bit.
I just got to get warmed up first. All right. Got to get my sea legs back.
I just assumed that he would, have more experience and skill and persuasion.
He seemed pretty green, based on that interaction.
Is this guy a charlatan?
So really quickly, but before anybody comes over here, are we your entourage? Are we your comrades like he insinuated? Where do we need to act like we fall?
You guys are not feeling the indentured servants angle.
Not really.
See, that
It'd
doesn't
be a lot
really
easier
make
to sell.
That doesn't really
than
make me look good.
Rolo, come on, this is for the good of my people.
Now we start caring about that. All right.
Ooh.
No, it doesn't matter when it's making you look bad, but I mean, us looking bad, that's fine with you. Fine, whatever.
Listen, when we gotta go to your people to save them from some unspeakable evil, I will consider lowering myself. But in the meantime,
Gotta hold you to that.
I said consider.
Yep, gotta hold you to it.
I am just putting in a piece of art super quick, and then we'll be there. Hold please for just a moment.
I will say simply that I defeated all of you in one-on-one combat and won your eternal loyalty through that. Does that sound good with everyone? Great.
Okay.
It was the way Artem went.
All right. That private swims back over. Okay, sir. You have been granted a brief audience with the general. She said she will see you, but she is quite busy with the war effort. But you have been given, she said, 2 minutes starting now. It's gonna take about 30 seconds or so to swim there, so let's go.
It's now? Starting now?
I don't make the rules, I'm the messenger.
What is this, Taskmaster? Let's go!
So you were guided into a prominent looking building, and inside there is what you would expect to see, the war table. It's a little harder to make the pieces stick, so it's kind of more like they kind of are pinned down, or they're like magnetized, because otherwise it wouldn't really sit on the table underwater, you know. Standing around the table are a couple more experienced looking Tritons, including what appears to be the general. There is
The general.
Yep. There's a female Triton there holding a pretty serious looking trident. And as you enter the building, she will kind of step away from the table and approach you. You're the one that has some sort of important message for me. Name and rank, please.
As of Far Touched, I have been on a secret covert mission for the last 6 years, scouring the surface, looking for a way to correct the wrong when the great scar on the ocean bottom was tore open. I can say with confidence that I have found a way to end the Great Barrier War once and for all.
I'm gonna kind of pause and stare at you. I was told this was a serious matter. This seems to be a ridiculous claim from someone whose mission I have not heard of and have not been made aware of. Who was the commanding officer above you at the time you were given this covert mission?
Oh, well, the commanding officer at the time was, there was a lot of paperwork being needed to be moved around, and it's not important. The important part is, and Azov will produce the crystal, I have it on very good authority, that this crystal was once used on a ritual on the surface and caused the Great Ganador to be unleashed onto our world, thus starting the Great Barrier War. If we are to take this crystal and bring it back to our holy site of grace, we can seal it once again using the power of Wave. I stake my very soul on this.
That is quite a statement. Your commanding officer, though, was it? And she'll just start listing off names. Curvis, Cerzus, Komos, Velis.
Oh, Velis, that's what it was.
Well, all but 2 of those were deceased anyway. There'd be no true way to confirm your claim. However, you have an interesting artifact in front of you there. Would you allow myself and my other military commanders to examine that?
I would, as long as I can stay with you.
Very well. You may stay here while we do so. May I have the crystal?
I want to insight her.
Can you tack a guidance onto that?
Okay, 10. It's very difficult to read. She's got kind of a poker face on, but it doesn't seem like you're not like blowing it, and you're not like in trouble or anything right now. But there's definitely she's like, all right, let me see what this if this artifact is nonsense. Like it's a very like, all right, your claim rests on this crystal here, and we need to take a look at it. So she's not like blowing you off. She's not ignoring it, but you know, you're in a neutral spot right now. She doesn't really buy what you're selling, but she's not about to kick you out either. If that makes sense.
As I hand over the crystal to her, I'd like to charge some of my Eldritch Warlock energy. So there's like little kind of like green tentacles going around. It's like, I should also say, I act on the official authority given to me by the Fathomless himself. And you're free to take that all the way up or down.
Roll persuasion on that one, or intimidation if that's what you're trying to go for, but one of those.
I'd like to do an intimidation, because I do have that one.
Okay. Okay. She sees the tentacles as you hand it over. She looks down, kind of like very gingerly, picks up the crystal, looking at you. To be frank, you gave your name, right, Azov? You did give the name, yes. To be frank,
As of the Far-Touched.
yes, to be frank, Azov, we probably need more Far-Touched like you in the war effort these days. Although I'm grateful that your power still seems to be manifesting given what's happened on the war front these days. Regardless, we'll need to examine this crystal. Do you mind just taking a seat?
Of course.
And your co-spies, infiltrators, whoever these folks are, may stay.
My
for the
lackeys.
time being. Lackeys, if that's the word, may stay for the time being. And she's gonna take that crystal back to some of her folks.
Okay, great. They'll stand. I'll sit.
She's gonna do like a motion, and like 2 or 3 of the other like high-ranking folks will step away with her into it, just sort of a back room.
There's a saying we have up north. You ain't on thin ice, but you're on ice.
Technically, we're beneath the ice, so I think we're all good and in the clear.
I don't know about that, but all right.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with this saying, but it's all smooth sailing from here.
As you say that, Azov, another Triton is going to walk in from into the same chamber you're in, but from like a farther entrance down. Another individual is going to step inside. And this Triton is that, well, let me just pull him onto the layer first.
God bless.
There's a Triton that walks in who seems to be very scarred. The scars are like a neon slimish color.
My God, he's way more buff than Azov is.
So
And
hot.
He's
Whoa.
so buff.
Azov, if you can You want to roll me? Actually, as he walks in, he's got 2 lackeys of his own. I will have you roll me a history. But as he walks in, he does have kind of 2 lackeys with him. There's a very large, like whale kind of Triton.
Oh my god, I love the whale guy so
Whoa.
Yep.
He's awesome.
And then
much.
and then there's also you know his name is not Chungus. He walks
Why
in
not?
and then
It is
then-
now.
And then not actively surfing the manta ray that you see in this picture, but perhaps you saw a manta ray parked out front as if it were like a bike or something. There's more of like a sorcerer looking Triton also flanking this particular buff Triton. But yeah, if you want to do me a history roll.
I thought the
Look.
whale guy's hand was the anchor for he's holding the anchor, which is still cool. But I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
it
yeah.
was like his arm was replaced with an anchor.
That'd be sick. So we're at a disadvantage. They're already cooler than us.
Oh, it rolled over from
Oh!
an 18.
So close.
Okay. You at first don't recognize this Triton then. But as he and his 2 goons walk closer, he's gonna kind of stop in his tracks for a moment, look at you. Like a really weird pause of him staring at you. He's gonna look at his 2 lackeys, and then motion, and the 3 of you are gonna the 3 of them are gonna step outside. They're gonna step out. They're exiting via the way you came in.
What it feels like when we have a group huddle and we just step off to the side and have our conversations. Is that what this feels like?
That's pretty fucking weird.
I don't like it. We've been so fucking rude.
Man, they got some pretty strong guys here.
Did you
I
see
mean,
his shoulders?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tell you what, I didn't lead anyone that strong when I was.
I don't know
command
what you
here.
all are feeding each other down here.
A lot of protein. A lot of omega-3. I think that's the thing.
Fish oil.
After another little while, the general will return. He will step back out, hand you back the crystal. Thank you for handing this over. I apologize, I did not introduce myself. I realize that the command has changed probably several times since your time here, Azov Far-Touched. You may call me General Yathlin, the Sifter of Sands.
As she passes over that crystal, can we, like, just looking at it, can I verify that she brought back the crystal that was given to her?
And it's the same one? Sure.
Yeah.
Investigation, I guess?
I'm not proficient in anything.
Could be Arcana? One of those. Arcana,
How are you not-
investigation, perception.
How are you
one
not a
of those.
proficient? You're a rogue. You should be persistent, like proficient in half the stuff.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's the same one.
I've got a plus 14 to sleight of hand.
It's the same one. That's awesome. It's the same one. Considering it was new to them, it probably would have been hard to replicate, especially that quick. So she can't hands it back over.
Just give
Very
him one
well
of the
thought.
dud crystals in the back. He won't notice.
There you go. Almost just one letter different from the Triton name generator. Yeah, General Yathlin, the Sifter of Sands. My fellow commanders agree that this appears to have some legitimacy to it. However, in order to end the war as you speak, I suppose it's something that must be presented before the king as well.
Of course, but I wished to bring it to you as our commander of war, General Yathlin, as I know you are all too familiar with how many we are losing every day, it felt most pertinent to bring to your attention. As when this happens, you will be the general that brought about the end of the Great Barrier War.
She's been pretty poker faced, but you almost detect like a small and then she locks it back in, like, you know, the thought put through her mind, like, that would be a pretty cool thing to do, but then she kind of bites that smile back. Right. Well, will you explain to me how this crystal would end the war?
I think without getting into the details, or I guess we would get into the details, unless anyone objects. We talk about the ritual that happened on the surface, that they tried to... Did they try to ascend to godhood or step into God's territory?
It's like they wanted immortality or like life extension.
They wanted immortality.
Kind of
These stupid surfacers. They try so hard with their pathetic little surface magic. They cause problems for everywhere else. And who's got to clean up? You and me, obviously. But after going through and finding their remains, investigating it, we were able to find this, the originator of said power. If we bring it to a powerful holy source, I imagine the Temple of the Fathomless, and channel it through one of our artifacts, which I believe very well may be the Storm King's forgery, the Wave, that it will seal the rift. And then after that, it will just be a matter of cleaning up the remaining slimes that are still on our side.
Just to make sure I understand. You were in possession of a crystal, some sort of magic artifact, that can be paired with Wave, currently in the hands of our king, in a ritual performed at the Fathomless's temple, currently overrun by slimes. And this will close the portals.
That is how I understand it.
And it appears we do need to speak to the king regardless.
I believe that I was chosen particularly for this task. I will obviously defer to your authority, but if you need me to speak out on my case, I, along with my underlings, will vouch for our heroics in saving the surface world from their backwards ways.
Very well. We will take some rays to get to the castle quicker. If you will just wait outside, I will prepare and inform the others where I'm headed.
Very well. And I will wave to her.
I'll see you outside in just a few moments. Let me prepare. And she'll step away again.
Guys, I don't know what I was worried about. We're crushing it right now.
I was actually wondering if we were at all concerned that she was potentially preparing to, like, I don't know, imprison you, arrest you, get backup so she can overpower. I'm sure it's fine, actually. You know, it's you've been everything's been great. No concerns.
Listen, I understand. Coming from the surface world, you're always suspicious of other people, always worried about backstabs, maybe like secret traitors from your past. That's not really a thing down here. We all care about one thing: ending the war, being victorious, and getting right to Pawn Fin. Everyone's on the same page as far as that goes.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to go to Pawn Fin? Totally.
Are you're stepping outside as you wait for the you're stepping outside as you wait for the general?
Yeah.
Cool. You're stepping outside, Azov saying all this. There's nothing to worry about. This is going great. We're killing
I'm
it.
saying exactly those things as I
Yep.
walk out the door.
Yes, and as you do, that trio you saw from earlier is also standing outside,
And he is here to kill you.
seemingly waiting for you. Yes, they are directly facing the door, and
Oh.
the real buff one steps forward. Sword is like not drawn, but like hand on it, on the hilt, floating forward a little bit toward Azov. You have some serious skills. Showing your face around here still, my commander.
No. That's impossible. Bakal? Bakal, is that you?
Glad you can still recognize me with the new appearance. Shallow Sea.
How did you survive? The last time I saw you, you were being digested in the Great
The
War.
last time I saw you, you were abandoning your whole squadron like some absolute pansy of a mainlander, leaving us all to die.
And Azov is visibly shaken before trying to like realign himself. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm actually here to save the effort. That I'm the Fathomless Chosen. And I understand we may have some differences on how that day went. Maybe even some regrets. But that's not either here nor there. I see you've flourished. You have your own unit. You've clearly been hitting the rowing machine, my God.
He would have snickered a little bit at you saying you have differences. You speak of differences, Shallow Sea. Differences as in one of us thought he was sacrificing his life for the Empire. The other was running away, abandoning his people. To answer your question, Commander, I don't know how I survived that day, because you're right. The last time you saw me before you turned your back and swam away from the war effort, I was being digested by a slime.
Listen,
And
Bakal,
when I awoke, I had these markings. And perhaps you have been chosen by the Fathomless for some secret mission that appears to be more like desertion, if you ask me. I have been witness to what the enemy can really do. And now, I'm able to use their own strengths against them. That acidic touch of the slime, it flows through me now. Through me, through my sword. Unless you want your lovely trident and cold armor you're wearing there to rot to the core, I suggest you watch your step, watch your stroke. I don't answer to you. Whatever you're here for, I'm going to make sure nobody answers your call, deserter.
listen, Bakal. And Azov kind of draws close to him. He's like, let me just explain. Why don't we go after today, find a bar, get some puffer fish, relax a little bit. Just try and, we can talk about this. We don't need to bring up old ruins. There's some seas that just need to stay still.
He's gonna lean in even closer than you did. I'm gonna give you a choice here, Shallow Sea. I can place you under my military arrest right here and now, or we can head off to wherever it is you're going and settle it there in more of a public space. It's up to you. Either way, you're not leaving my sight.
As a reminder, we have a general coming out here to meet us momentarily.
Yes, thank you, Henry. I recall that information.
And in fact, it's at that moment.
I'm just saying.
It's at that moment that the general comes out, and now she's actually probably wearing the robe you see in the picture. Maybe she wasn't before. She comes back out of that sort of military building. Oh, all right. I have prepared, and Commander Buckle, you'll be joining us as well for this little venture to the palace. Buckle kind of looks at her, looks at you. Palace. Yes, I suppose I will. Old special agent Azov here, he's like menacingly patting you on the shoulder. May need another character witness, right?
Yes, it seems that way.
And the commander will chime in. Very well then, all of you on my tail. Let's be off to the palace.
As we kind of like mount up on the manta rays, Azov is going to motion to Henry to be like,
I will try to do it for longer than an hour. Let me read it really quick to make sure I know what the hell is up with this stupid little spell. Beep, beep, beep,
I
beep.
think it only
beep.
works for 1 hour, right?
Canonically, so far, yeah. Should blast up to 8, though. Up to 3 creatures I can see. Roll a psionic energy die for a number of hours equal to that number rolled. The chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them. Here we go. I swear to God. It's been months. It's been months.
You got this. You got this.
It finally happened.
I was waiting for me to fucking win.
Episode title, 8 hours.
Yeah, so that happens. He he gives the order, and it's maybe a handful of seconds later where that connection is established. That's exactly how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, Henry, I'm going to need you to broadcast this to the rest. But feel free to clean it up as you need. Holy fish paste, this guy is going to freaking kill me. He's from my original platoon. He somehow survived. He's now being powered by slime goo. I don't know how it works. I don't know what's happening. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out right now. Please, we got to murder this guy somehow. Something's got to happen. He's going to blow up my entire life. I'm going to rot in jail, or I'm going to die and be fed to fishes. Please, Henry, help me. Do something. Help, do something.
I try to relay it exactly that way.
You relay that message as you all are off to the palace, and I think we'll take
And it's prefaced by, hello, I have a message from Azov. And then it's, holy shit, oh my god, this guy's gonna kill me.
You have one new message from...
Also, just for the joke, I will say the whale guy, when he gets on his manta ray, the manta ray definitely does like a kind of thing.
Oh no.
So anyway, you're all off to the palace. Henry relays that message. We'll take our bio break as maybe you guys think about what your approach is going to be here.
Alrighty.
Word.
very serious accusation.
If I did desert, if I did run away from my command, that would mean coming back here is a death sentence, a one-way trip to the briny depths below. Only a madman would do something like that. Only someone completely overcome with guilt, with remorse. Maybe I am that man. Or maybe I'm the man that brought you the exact thing you need at the exact time you need it. Exactly as it was meant to be.
King takes a very, very long pause. He kind of looks up. There's like this more, not sunlight because you're down pretty far, but like, you know, this like, there's some light that peeks through the top of his throne room. He's going to rise off of his throne. Everyone at ease. And he's going to kind of swim up solo to that. And he's going to kind of do like the hands behind the back, like staring up into the light for a little bit, kind of thinking about what the wise move is. The general who brought you here is kind of giving you a confused look now, like, what did I get myself into? What's going on here? Bakro probably looks a little like self-satisfied with his smile, like, huh, yeah, you're not getting away with this. Yes, roll me persuasion, please. At advantage. It will be at advantage because of all the speaking and Rolo supporting you and all that.
All the speaking that wasn't on the street. Fuck.
All right, it happens. It happens.
It happens. It's been acting funny anyway.
And Tony Slades.
Hey, listen, the stream, like, we play for us, the stream just happens. You know what I mean? What's up, Ryan?
I was gonna say, you said I had inspiration for that dive back in joke early at the beginning when we got back, right?
No, although there is an inspiration up for grabs relatively soon, probably next episode, but we'll leave that for then.
Actually have heroic inspiration. Ooh.
Must be nice.
Yeah. It is!
You do have guidance too.
20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
The only way Azov knows how.
The king swims back down. And he'll tap, wave on the floor of the throne room to, like, you know, order in the court kind of move. If you are a deserter, if you are the one who brought something back at the right time, Bartouched, I believe you are both of these things. I believe fate has brought you back here, and therefore, I think fate needs to decide your punishment. The temple, as you know, is currently overrun by slimes. And as you well know, the temple is also a necessary part of your plan to end this war. You and your comrades may leave this place and clear that temple so that we may perform the ritual. If your mission is successful, we may bring about the end of this war. And as a deserter, we'll leave our empire not in death, still holding on to your life, but dead to us, gone. And if you die on your mission to clear the temple, well, then I suppose that is how fate was meant to be. This is your sentence, to execute the first step of your plan, of your own strength. It is meant to be, as you said, it is meant to be. You are all dismissed. He'll wave, and he'll sit back down on his throne room. And the general will kind of motion for you all to leave.
To be clear, I'll have like a squadron or maybe like a troop to command, some spare, even platoon would be great.
It seems like you already have a troop with you, Far-Touched. And as you all exit, Bakal kind of still looks a little mad, but he also has a look on his face like, he's dead either way. That's actually probably what he'll say to you on the way out. You're dead either way, Shallow Sea. And he and his lackeys will they'll swim off. The general will kind of stop and look at you. I have to say, Far-Touched, stay took many turns. If the war is truly meant to end with your plan, then I wish you all the strength of the Fathomless that backs you. And if not, then I suppose that is the way the tide turns. And then she'll be off. And you're all just left alone outside of the palace.
So that went okay. That went pretty good.
Better than expected.
We're alive, ain't we?
Mhm.
That's a win.
Yeah. God, why did I tell the truth? Stupid. Should have lied.
Worked
No.
really in your favor, though.
This is a step towards what we call accountability, son. And it feels good.
Feels awful.
Well,
I hate
for
it.
now, but wait till you try to sleep at night. You'll sleep a little easier, trust me.
I sleep at night normal like everyone else does.
Sure you do, buddy.
I drink until I can't see straight. Doesn't that
No,
what everyone else
that's-
does?
That's not what everyone... No.
That's normal, right?
Do you
Until
wake
the
up without
voices are quiet?
hangovers, or
No, what's
that just a-
normal, and especially if you want to be a big old hero now, what's normal is you get a good night's rest, wake up at 5 a.m., then we go for a light 2-mile jog.
5 a.m. 2-mile jog.
Yeah, just for a warm-up, you know.
Oh my god, on the warm up.
like 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups and 100 lunges,
And then you drink
And you-
plenty of juice.
and you lose your
Can I at
seaweed
least use-
hair.
Can I at least use the air conditioning to cool off afterwards?
What? No.
No!
No,
You're gonna like it, trust me. This is what healthy living is. It starts with a clear conscience.
I'm so happy for that for you.
Oh, I don't have it, but
Oh, okay, well, I'm
I
happy
did-
to have
I
that
did
for
once.
Aesop. And Aesop
Yeah.
only.
Could have had a mansion. Could have had a statue. Now I'm
We do.
homeless
We have a
again.
painting.
Oh, man. I guess I live in a painting now.
That's sad, actually.
All right. Well, let's
Is
go.
there a time? Is there a time frame on the temple trip? Do we get like one last hurrah before suicide trip, or
What's your
there's no
hoorah?
time dilation with the painting, right?
No, there is
Okay.
not.
like maybe I want to try weird food or something?
It's really fresh here.
Like still wiggling fresh, or like?
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
Yeah,
never
what
mind.
What do you mostly eat here? I just assume various types of fish.
Little
There's not
mollusks.
like, you know how like on the surface we eat fish. Is there
Mhm.
any kind of like you guys import food from the land, or is it just all seafood?
I imagine the extremely wealthy probably have like tuna of the land in a can. I think you
Sounds
call
good.
it chicken.
I can.
Well, it's
Ugh.
you know, it's a little tricky getting it down here.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just upset about it.
But the other stuff, I mean, we call it food, but I think you guys call it seafood. It's really fresh. It's really good. Just don't talk to them beforehand. They really don't like that.
Maybe rations will be fine for tonight.
Right? The goddess didn't give you the ability to speak to swimming animals, did they?
No,
Did
thank God. It's plural, I guess. There's a lot of them.
I mean, I guess I could speak to an animal.
You want to
Well-
speak to it before you eat it?
Well, don't before you eat it.
I mean, I wasn't planning to.
8-9 just wants to see the fear in its eyes.
Tony,
Yes.
as a part of this ritual, I do need something.
Is it wave?
Did he give me
Mhm.
wave?
He did not. He's asking you to clear the temple first.
Ugh. You know what
The
helped
idea
me with
being-
clearing the temple?
Wave. We
Wave.
have a mega submarine. They want to keep the temple, right? Like they
about to
want
say.
the,
I think they would clear it of
They-
slime.
they
Not
want the
clear it of
structure
existence.
still standing. Okay.
No,
Okay.
listen, we can
Correct.
clear
It
the
is a holy
space.
We could take care of this for you.
Listen, you didn't specify how you wanted it cleared. You can
You
build a brand new
did.
temple now.
They went the slimes out.
And you know what? If I didn't trust that Bakal was going to be right behind our ass, being like, I saw them destroy the church, I'd be like, let's do it anyway, blame it on the slime. But no.
No, we should take the submarine, though.
Yeah, we should most definitely take the submarine.
Depending on how bad it is, we may need it. Do I see where Bakal and his group went?
Nope.
That's what They're waiting. They're hiding somewhere. I know they are, because that's what I would do if my
Also,
arch
well, I mean-
nemesis came in to pull some shit.
You all kind of split off at the same time, and they do seem like they just went off to go do their thing. You did all
Seemingly.
kind of leave at the same time.
He
I don't
knows
trust
where
that
we're going, though.
motherfucker. 100%. Why would he not follow? Also, to make sure you do what you said you were going to do. Not to be an asshole, but you already ditched once. Might do it again.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Are you gonna ditch us? Or no?
No.
Okay,
Did you?
good, because I totally vouched for saying that I'd trust you with my life, and I was 50-50 on that, so
Listen, we did a suicide mission on the way here.
We did.
Yeah.
A couple of them, really, beforehand, too.
and if I was covered in slime, would you come save me, or
Oh, I really don't like
Swim
slime.
off.
Did you get covered in something else?
okay? All right.
let's move away from the front of the castle. Let's go.
No, I just have a bad, like a real, bad reaction to seeing slime. Oh shit, we're gonna go fight a bunch of slime.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We will be okay.
We should get pufferfish before we go.
Uh,
Toxin hits real nice.
Isn't pufferfish like wicked poisonous if prepared incorrectly, or do you just eat
Just
that
don't
thing
prepare it the
whole?
wrong way.
Whoa! Yeah, you're right. Let's try it.
Well, when you put it that way,
I'm talking about the pufferfish that dolphins use to get high,
Nice.
which they canonically do.
Yes, you
Yep.
do.
I don't know if you know what a dolphin is. It's kind of like a shark, but mammal.
It's right there.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh. And this one won't. I'm assuming it's not. We could go ahead.
Yep. All right. Yeah. We'll wrap it there. Next week you are on your way to the temple.
Let's go to the beach. Let's go get away.
All right. We'll see you
Next
next
week
week.
we
Alright.
get slimed.
That'll be the
Y'all
title,
next
I'm
week,
sure.
folks.
Yep.
Boy. If I could do it, there we go.